Vulnerability. The word itself feels heavy, like an open wound, exposed and fragile. In a world that glorifies strength and independence, showing our weakness can feel like surrender. But what if vulnerability isn't a weakness? What if it's the key to finding who we truly are? We're taught to be strong, to hide our tears, to always keep moving forward. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as weakness or failure, something to be avoided at all costs. But the truth is, hiding behind a mask of perfection only isolates us further. To be vulnerable is to be human. It's to admit that we don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Research by psychologist Brené Brown reveals that vulnerability is not a weakness, but the birthplace of courage, creativity, and connection. When we embrace our imperfections, we allow ourselves to be seen, not for who we pretend to be, but for who we truly are. Vulnerability is where growth begins. But let's face it, being vulnerable is terrifying. It means opening ourselves to judgment, rejection, or even heartbreak. It's no wonder we build walls, hide our emotions, and avoid uncomfortable conversations. Yet when we avoid vulnerability, we also close ourselves off to joy, love, and authentic connection. So how do we find strength in vulnerability? It starts with small steps. 1. Acknowledge your feelings instead of pushing them away. 2. Share your story with someone you trust, a friend, a mentor, or even yourself in a journal. 3. Learn to say, "I need help," or "I'm struggling." These words aren't signs of defeat. They're acts of bravery. Every moment of vulnerability is a step toward healing and self-acceptance. When we embrace our vulnerabilities, something shifts. We stop defining ourselves by what we lack and start appreciating who we are. We give others permission to do the same, to show up as their authentic selves, free of fear and judgment. Vulnerability isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, and there's immense power in that. Embracing vulnerability is an act of courage. It's a declaration that despite our fears and flaws, we are enough. Because in the end, our scars are what make us whole.